Um, Hello everyone. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Hello everyone. It's been 1 week since Tomodachi Life Living the Dream dropped. I've been playing it since launch, and I thought so much has happened in this past week on the island. I would go through and show off my island and all my Miis. I don't have a capture card or anything like that, so the best way I could do it is just by showing some screenshots and stuff. So I went out of my way at the beginning of the day to take screenshots of my island, all my Miis, and some of the other custom creations I did. And I'm just going to show them off. Now I have done my 8th day of Tomodachi Life already. So there's a couple of additions I've made that I will be showing today. But yeah, it's not too much, so it doesn't matter that much. But yeah. So here's my island. I've split it into like 4 different islands, basically. 3 or 4, depending on how you look at it. Or 2 mini islands. And it's essentially split by like their purpose. So there's a residential district. There's where all the Miis live. There's the little fountain here. Here's like the fun zone. I forget the term for it, but like recreational. There, the recreational area. And here's the commercial zone. Yeah, just all the shops and stuff, and like the restaurant, news station. Here's a top-down view of it. Here's a closer look at the recreational area. So we've got this playground here. There's a picnic table, a bench, and a little play area. You want a seesaw or these like animal things that you rock back and forth on. Some vending you can get in terms of you're hungry. And some waxed, lightly weathered cut copper stairs for kids to play on. Here's the photo booth and the Ferris wheel. And then here on the other side, there's the market. I just thought this would be a nice place for it. This kind of gives like food market energy, you know. And then there's the big void painting as just a kind of like tourist attraction. Here's the bottom of the residential district. This is the only house with a custom design. You'll see who it's for in a bit. This is the top of it. This is where the like big houses are. Everyone lives in together. And this is just like one lonely island, a small bit out from the district. I'll show who's in that later. This is a fountain area, some picnic tables to sit on. This is just a restaurant and some shops, other shops. This news island is just a bit on its own island. And I just think that adds like a little bit of flavor. Here's my first Mii. The first Mii I made on my island was Bochi from Bochi Rocket. You know, Hitode Goto. Cause she's my favorite character of all time. So she had to be the first. And I gave her this like kind of traditional Japanese room because her room in Bochi Rock is kind of very simple, plain. It's very simple, like traditional room. So I thought it fit the vibe. You'll see that a lot of the rooms are just kind of like, I have to give them something, so I just kind of threw whatever that vaguely fit the vibe. Same with some of the clothes, although I do always try to match an outfit that like I think matches their actual outfit in the series. So here, this is a custom design shirt, but the pants and the shoes are just kind of from the shop. Here's Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. I added him second because I think his vibe kind of like adds some very good variety to the island. The cabin is just, I don't have a nautical room. This is just, could maybe be the inside of a ship. I don't know. And then Yotsuba from Yotsuba. Again, just like I thought it would be nice to add. For my first 10 Miis, I planned them out in advance. And I was like, I'm going to do these 10 in this order. This is good variety. Variety is what I wanted to go for at the beginning of my playthrough. So next is Akasakasumi. from Love Live Michikisaki, which is another one of my favorite characters of all time. So I had to add her in eventually, and I gave her this sweet treat room because she likes baked goods. She bakes in the series, and this like hamster outfit because she's a little rodent. Here's Rex Mose from Scott the Woz. Big fan of Scott the Woz. Big fan of Scott Stash, especially his side channel where he just does random stuff with his friends. So I thought he's like probably my favorite character from the Scott the Woz show. So I just wanted to add him. I will add Scott himself eventually, but yeah, I want to add Rex first. Here's Reagan from Mob Psycho 100. Here's Osaka from Azumanga Daioh. Here's Kana from Love Bullet. I gave her this camp one, yeah, just because I think it fits the vibe. I think she would like camping a lot. Here's Miwa from Jujutsu Kaisen. Here's the first of my friends. We were called like the It Would Be So Awesome group, I guess. We are It Would Be So Awesome. Because that's our group chat name. I didn't know what Seb looked like at the time I made his me. But even though I do now, I still think it would be funny to just keep it like this. Just a plain me with the word Seb written on it. I think it's very funny. And I gave him this paint room because he's probably the biggest artist. Like, a lot of my friends are artists and draw and stuff, but he's probably the biggest artist out of all of us, so I think he's most deserving of this like paint room. This is me. We're past the first 10 Mies now, so this is unplanned territory. And I was kind of just like, who would be good to have now? I gave myself this like Japanese cherry blossom room because I really like cherry blossoms. Probably my favorite tree. I do love Japan and Japanese culture, but also there are cherry blossoms growing inside my house, so that's cool. Here's Sasha from Attack on Titan. I originally had her like older design, and by older I mean like when she is older in age, like from like in the season 4 of the show of the anime. I had that design initially, and while I love that design, I don't think it really looked too good on her on a me. So I reverted it back to her original design from earlier in the series. I really like the outfit. I think it's more present from behind, but like it really looks like the uniform from Attack on Titan. Here's another It Awesome member. This is Bruh, but this is specifically his OC Akira. And yeah, I caught her in just doing this random expression, but she usually has kind of like blank eyes, like a blank expression. Another one of my friends, that's Leslie. This is Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen. This is my first double up on a franchise. When I was in unplanned territory, I was still going for variety. So like, who would be the good variety? And even though Panda is a double up on Jujutsu Kaisen, I think Panda just is funny to have. I like Panda a lot. This is my first of 4 original Miis. Like they're not based on like a character from a series or one of my friends. It's just something I thought would be fun to do as like an original creation. So this is the Abyssal Void, and everything surrounding him. So like that circular, like spherical house was the Void house where the Abyssal Void lives. All of their like walls and flooring is void. I give them all void-based belongings. You'll see that when I show off the custom creations. This is Tashigi from One Piece. This is a Denji from Chainsaw Man. I gave him the bum room. And this is Power also from Chainsaw Man. I thought like if I'm adding Denji, I gotta add Power. They're just such a dynamic duo. Here's Seb but red. I just thought that would be funny. Just Seb but he's red. And I gave him the paint room again, but I used the other version just for variety. There's another one of my friends, that's Liam. Another one of my friends, that's Iris, also with the bum room. she taught me how to make her me kind of like exactly. So you can probably tell that like the style is a bit different from my own me making style. This is the second of my 4 original me's. This is the wise old Chinese man. Thought it would be nice to have a wise old Chinese man who like can impart the wisdom onto my me's. I give him everything that is like I think has like a bit of a Chinese vibe. This is Chihiro from Tomodachi. This is Jerma from Jerma. He's the Twitch streamer, and I gave him this room, which kind of to me looks like a streamer room, you know. This is Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza series, or like Dragon series, whatever you want to call it. This is the third of my OCs. This is the only one which is like I was making it seriously instead of just making like an original V that's just like kind of funny. So I went into the meme maker and was like, I'm gonna create like a new character just right here, right now. I'm gonna make an OC, and I love her. Like her name is Sina. I'm just gonna yap a bit about her. She's a nerd. She loves books. Specifically, she loves reading horror books and slice of life books. There's not really anything in between. She mainly reads those two. The only times where she would like read something else or even like experience other media like movies or video games is for friends. She never really reads like adventure novels or plays like an RPG game unless it's for her friends. She never reads that for herself. When she was younger, she was kind of didn't have parents basically. It was her aunt and uncle looked after her. She never knew her real parents, so her aunt and uncle are basically her parents. And she lived in a kind of like suburban area, not really country, not really city, you know, that kind of suburban. And there was a forest nearby. It's kind of like a small town vibe, basically, or like a small village. You know, some like that kind of vibe, that kind of energy, like a small village where like everyone kind of knows each other. There's a forest nearby. She would really only leave her forest, like excluding like going to school or going to the library to get new books. She would the only time she would go outside is to explore the forest because she likes being in nature. She likes being surrounded by trees. She especially likes trees. But yeah, other than that, she would pretty much just be in her room reading the entire time, or maybe she'd be in the living room reading. And she grew up kind of like with only like 2 friends basically her entire life, but they're very close friends to her. Yeah, I just wanted to yap about her a bit because I've never really had an OC before, but I already love her. I understand why my friend gets so attached to his OCs there. And this is the final OC and the final me before the tree I made today, which is in the me options. You can use prompts or you can make from scratch. I always make from scratch. Besides for this me, I use the prompts. It gives you like a small number of like options to select from. So I use a random number generator. I looked one up on Google. I use a random number generator to pick which option I'm going to select. I did that for everything. Therefore, all the me options, the me creator options, I did that for the personality, the sexuality, the gender, all of that. I even did it for the clothes. And the room I selected was orangey. And I even did it for the name. Everything about this me is randomly generated. I just thought it would be a fun idea, so I did it. If I get to the me cap and I'm like, oh, I really want to add this character, I'm gonna remove them. I don't care about them that much. But it was a fun idea because like this is like it's a me that's more about the idea than execution, right? The Abyssal Void is more about the execution. The Wise Old Chinese Man is more about the execution. It's about having them on my island. This is about the idea. So I kind of don't care if they stay on my island, but I probably won't get to that point. Anyway, Next, we're moving on to my custom creations. So I have a can of Fanta. These are like the objects you put on the island. I have a can of Fanta, it's pretty small. This is the void painting I showed off earlier in the recreational area of the island. And this is the waxed and lightly weathered copper stairs that children can play on in the playground area. It looks a bit off because there's no stair shape, but earlier I thought of a way to maybe make the stairs look more natural, so I'm gonna try that later when I'm done recording this. Here's some more void things. This is the void's house, spherical thing, and this is the wallpaper and flooring. Here are all the food items. There's one day blinding stew. There's a pack of cigarettes. There's some void. There's a Seb cookie, and there's red drink, quote unquote drink. So I saw green juice. I thought that was funny. There's green juice. I don't know what it is, but it's juice that's green. And I thought, what if it was red? So I used green juice as a base, and I recolored it to be red. And then the next day, like the morning after I made red drink, I got tomato juice, and it was just green juice but red. So I'm like, okay, well that's useless now. Some point in making this. Here are all the clothing. It's pretty much just like it's not like a general outfit that anyone can wear. It's just kind of like this specifically for this character, right? So the Sex No shirt is a Scott the Woz thing. Let me zoom in. So this Sex No shirt is for Rex Mose. It's a Scott the Woz reference. Rex Mose's character wears it in one of the episodes. I think it's the Homecoming episode. This is to make Panda look more like a panda. This is Bochi's shirt. This is a custom made. The pants is not custom made. That's just pink pants. This is Luffy's shirt, or his like vest or whatever it is. I also gave him his X scar on his chest. This is the one I'm most happy with. It's Kana's like armor vest that she wears in Love Bullet. I think it looks very good. And here's Kiryu's shirt. I might change it a little bit. This one's a bit more like sloppy, especially in this bit. But I think this especially is a bit of changing, but other than that, I think it looks fine enough. I think. Oh no, yeah, the treasures. So here we got the green. It's just a green square. We got we got all the void stuff. So there's a game, there's a show, there's some music, there's a book. There's one of these is a pet, and the other's just like a regular treasure. Then there's a Lancer, which is pixel. I just made like pixel by pixel. And here's a Kagurabachi, which I spent 5 to 6 hours making pixel by pixel. This took maybe like 20 minutes max, maybe slightly more than that. But it didn't take that long. This took me almost 6 hours. I'll leave the website I used to help me with this in the description. I do not have a modded Switch, which is how people usually get their like hyper-realistic details, images into the game. I do not have a modded Switch, so I had to handcraft this, right? And I'll use the website I used to help me with that in the description. And then right afterwards, I made some others because I was like, oh, I gotta make something that's like easy and no effort. So I made a quick Among Us. And then here's just like an inside joke thing. It's hard to read because it's kind of blurry, but it says "Ship Erotic Race Story" by Peter Yeater. This is just my alt account on Discord used to be called Peter Yeater, which is just some like old joke from way back when I was in school. And this is something "Ship Erotic Race Story" is a quote that I did when I was on my alt account. And yeah, just kind of like a little inside joke I randomly thought of and thought it would be funny to make a book out of that. And then A Girl's Love. I love my Yuri, and I made Love Bullet because, well, that's one of, if not my favorite manga right now. Still kind of unclear on if I like Love Bullet or One Piece more, but yeah, it's my favorite, and I have it physically, so I used that to help me design the cover. I just recreated it. This is fully custom made, by the way, if you didn't tell. I didn't base this off of anything. But yeah, that's all all of that, all my Mii's on my island, and all my concentrations. Also wanted to go over some of the screenshots I've taken since the demo came out. I actually have some screenshots from the demo. Let's start with that. There's Luffy and Bochi meeting. They were my first two Mii's. Bochi talking about the One Piece, becoming friends thanks to the One Piece. And these are all the three Mii's I made. I made Yotsuba, Bochi, and Luffy. Those are my first three. This is Yotsuba news. So this is where pants come from. And shirts, yum. Here's them after I gave them outfits. And this is from when the game dropped last Thursday. So I actually started from scratch. I didn't port over my demo save data because I wanted to remake the three Mii's from scratch, because that's one of my favorite parts of this game is the Mii maker. I love character creators so much. So I just wanted to remake them. And here's Yotsuba and Kasumi workshopping new comedy material. His Yotsuba falling over and feeding Rex Mo's a pack of cigarettes. Here's Kana and Bochi talking about a pack of cigarettes. And this is the first relationship on the island is a Kana, or the first just romance on the island is Kana fell in love with Bochi. You see she's fallen even more in love with Bochi by the time they started talking about one day blindness Shio. Here's them being shocked over a pair of binoculars. I don't think you'll find anyone better looking for the One Piece than me on all Big G's Island. Seb News. Just kind of looking at binoculars, and Mio was just staring at her. This is the greeting I gave Bochi. I think this is also just me taking pictures of my Mii's, just to show them off on to my friends and stuff on Discord. Just Luffy looking at some toilet paper. More Mii pics. This is the first of many vacations Luffy took. So you can get like the vacation tickets in the game. I've been giving all of them to Luffy because he needs to travel the seas, explore the world, and find the One Piece, you know? So I've been giving him all the vacation tickets. So he's going to be in all of these besides the honeymoon ones. So yeah. I think the first one is not Australia, it's the Oceania tour. Yotsuba and I are really playing a drawing. This is Reagan and Yotsuba looking at the green. Reagan fell in love with Seb, so we imagine Seb in the sky. This is the Hawaiian tour, I believe. There's just a picture I took with all my Mii's at the time. 23, 46, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 when I took this photo. There's me. Oh yeah, here you can see Sasha's old design. Or the season 4 design I used originally. I just thought, it doesn't really look like Sasha. I love her design in season 4, but when I made her into a Mii, I don't know if it's probably just my Mii making skills that were off, but I didn't really see it as Sasha, so I eventually went back and redid her, so it would be her original design from earlier in the show. This is what my island looked like when I first redesigned it. I did have to expand it a little bit because there wasn't as much space as I was hoping. But yeah, this is before I got the Ferris wheel and before I got the first island expansion, I think, or no, the second one. I got the first one pretty early on. Victoria's stuck in a tank. Reagan getting green. Quaso. It's pretty in character. LMD no thoughts on the Abyssal Void. Cloud that looked like me. Just the Void reading some Void literature. I give Kasumi a happy greeting which says, "Go, go, Kasumi." This is the Kyoto tour. Bochi, I want us to go looking for the One Piece together. So this is that trendy one day blind student everyone's raving about. is me and Tishigi. We started dating, in love with each other. But this is actually before we started dating. This is the total fancies. Yeah, we fell in love with each other. This is Kasumi drawing, the Kasumi's drawing Osaka and San. The steps. This is the South America tour, I believe. This is kind of legit on the day. I thought it's cute. This is the green juice I mentioned. With my island after I got the expansion. This is pretty much what it looks like. What it looked like when I showed it earlier. I don't really think much changed besides like some of the houses, and also this is before I like. Actually, this is after I decorated it, but it's still something's missing. But yeah, that's one. This is Reagan and Seb in love. They started dating. This is the Eastern Europe tour, coming to London, and I believe that's Germany. And that's Italy. Oh yeah, Seb but Red fell in love with regular Seb. So when Reagan confessed to regular Seb but Red appeared, but regular Seb didn't choose Seb but Red. Regular Seb chose Reagan, which made Seb but Red depressed the entire day. And since I only just made him basically, he didn't have any friends. He was acquaintances with Tishigi, and that's pretty much it. So there wasn't really anything I could do with him for the rest of that entire day. That was just a picture I took. I was messing around in the photo studio. This is my friend Iris fell in love with the wise old Chinese man, and then they started dating. Well, this is before they started dating, but they did start dating. This is one of the Asian tours. I think it's Central Asia, or maybe the South Asian tour. I believe Southeast Asia, maybe. I was trying to seem intriguing by bringing up her interest in One Piece. Even in Tomodachi life, she is LARPing One Piece. Rex and I have bonded over fucking the economy. That's a Scott the Waz reference. This is me and Tishigi. This is the Kagurabachi that I spent almost 6 hours making. Again, the website I used will be in the description. Just cheaper, I gave him the Kagurabachi. Oh, the pencil here, I'm not going to the cover. It's just that it would be so awesome. Reference. That's about TV. Except Cookie, how I love you. This is this Scandinavian tour. I don't know what it's called in the game, but it's like that region. You know, Iceland and stuff, I believe. Tishigi again. Oh, and this is the Hitori and Kana got married. I had my island's first marriage. They went to the Scandinavian tour. There they are married today. Then they all went. This is the Straw Hats. They all went together. They went to. This is North America. This is the North American tour. This is when I gave Kana her outfit. Like, look how good this looks. It looks so good. The skirt fits very well with it. That's my IOC. This random jit. This is not East Asia, Central Asian. I think the Central Asia tour. I have the most fun private. Curfew in the South tonight. I have to barricade the doors so that others don't get it. What does this mean? This isn't the thing I added. This is not a term I added. Yotsuba just said this. I think this is cute. I don't even like being chased on that. And that's it. So, this is then review of Supplementer. Yeah, that's it. That thing at the end, this is a video. I compiled every video I took from the past week of Tomodachi Life, and that will be in the description. It's also just uploaded publicly on the channel, so you can go find it as well, but it will be in the description. Um, like I said, I've already played Tomodachi Life today. I took these photos at the very beginning of the day. These photos, that is, the ones that are specifically of me showcasing everyone. And I made sure they were all in their outfits and in their rooms. I've already changed some stuff, like the outside is a different room. I added the rest of Kosoka Band. I'm basically out of my like variety phase now. Like I did my first 10 and I was out with my friends, but I was still, when it came to like fictional characters and stuff and OCs, I was like, okay, I still want it to be like varied. But now I'm in my phase where I'm just kind of like going through like, what are some groups I should go through? So I added all the rest of Kosoka Band. I'm going to add some more Straw Hats and stuff like that. And yeah, that's that. That's the. I've been really enjoying this game. It's so fun. I think I have like 40 hours in the game already. I'm absolutely addicted, but it's a lot of fun. I love making these. I love seeing them do dumb stuff. Probably won't make like a 2 weeks in video, but I might make a video once I like kind of like stop playing the game. I'm gonna make an update video. But yeah, that was that. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.